Hey, hello people. I guess everyone are doing good. Okay, let's jump into the video. In this video, I'm teaching you about how do you use ifconfig. So ifconfig is basically used to configure and display the information about the network interface on the system. If you do if config, you can see there is two network interface. One is Ethernet and one will be low, that is called Wi-Fi, I guess. So it has some IP addresses. Since I'm using a NAT network, I don't have an exact IP address, so it has given the random IP address which starts from 10.0.2.15. Okay. mm, what you do is that if you need only this specific network, what network interface, I can just specify if config then that sorry so that it will print only that network interface. If I need LO, then it will print that particular network interface. Okay, so now what I do, I can control the network interface. Let's say you have LO, right? So it is up, basically it is up. So if you need to do down, then you can do down. Operation not permitted, we need to use a sudo command. Then if I do if config, you can see the network interface is down. Sorry, the network interface is now down. How do you start running that, so that if you need to restart that, you can use if config LO and up. That will restart, but you need to use sudo privileges. Okay, so if I do if config again, so that you can see LO is up and running, LO interface is up and running. Okay, let's say that you need to change this IP address. How do you do that? So if you need to change the IP address, you can just use if let me use sudo if config and then inet. You can change to 10 dot what it is now, 10.0.2.15, right? 10.0.2.16 you can do. If I press enter, no such devices, okay, let me do it 14. It is not changing because it is randomly selecting, right? Let's change this only, and let's say 15. No such devices. So this is basically used to what okay. I did not specify the what a network interface. I'm really sorry for that. I'll be doing these mistakes. Okay, just pardon me. If config, then you need to specify that particular what interface, so that if config, okay, config, okay, you need to specify this particular interface. If not, it will not it will not change. Okay, that mistake I did. If you need to use sudo if config and that network interface will be what ENPOS3. Then I need to change its inet, that will be internet. Then I need to change it to 10.0.2.16. So now it is 10.0.2.15. Now I need to change to 16. If I press enter, if I do if config, then the IP address will be changed to 10.0.2.16. Let's say you need to change the net mask also. See, you can see 255.0.0.0, but I need to change the net mask also. You can also do like this, net mask. Then you can specify the IP address, that will be 255.255.255.255, sorry, 0. If I do enter, if I do if config, you can see the net mask is been changed. This is how you change net mask. Okay, let's say you need to change the broadcast. Broadcast. So you can also change the broadcast. You need to see the broadcast address. So 10.0.2.255, right? 10.0.2.255. You can change that to 3. if I press ifconfig, so if I do ifconfig, sorry, not press, if I do ifconfig, you can see the net mask is being changed. Okay, so this is how you use ifconfigs to change whatever the IP address you want. Okay, let's jump into the next one. Using maximum transmission unit. How do you change the maximum transmission unit in okay, let's do sudo ifconfig, then the network name, and I need to use mtu stands for maximum transmission unit. I need to change for 1500. If I do if config, you can see that the maximum transmission is been changed, but it will not show here, I guess. Yeah, it is not showing. Yeah, it will not show here. Yeah, it is not showing. Okay, this is basically the IP address 4, and this is basically the IP address 6. So see, if you see anything that starts with inet, then it is IP address 4. If it is starting from inet 6, then it is called IP address 6. Okay, if you need to display all the things, not only if config and a you can specify, so it will display all the things. So basically by default if config will print all the things, but if you use -e, that will also display what all the things, but only difference is that it will display only the active what interface, not the what stopped interface. It will display only the active interface, but since if config also will display the only the active interface, but sometimes if config will display all the non-active interface also, but if you use -e, then it will display only the active interface. Okay, now let's say that there is a MAC address here. Let's say, yeah, this is the MAC address of my system. So let's say that you need to print only the MAC address. You can also use now you can use grep, then sorry pipe, and then you can use grep and eth here. So it will print the ethernet what IP address, ethernet address. It will print the ethernet address. Okay, so there is one more thing that I need to show, is that promiscuous mode. What is this promiscuous mode? It's nothing but it's like one mode, like it's like there is many modes. This promiscuous mode also the one mode. Okay, if config, so if you need to change for a promiscuous mode, you need to specify that what interface name, that will be enpos3, then you need to specify PROMISC, that will change the be changed to promiscuous mode. This interface will be changed to the promiscuous mode. Okay, let's say there if you need to display the kernel generated addresses, how do you do that? So if you need to display the kernel generated addresses, you can use if config, then enpos3 and auto, that will display the host name lookup field. Okay, so there is no kernel or display generation address. Okay, it's okay. Let's go for the next one. So the next thing is that you can do h, that will display the help, so that there is if you don't know how to use what if config, then this help command will help, or else you can do man if config. If you need to dive deep into the if config, there is many arguments that you can use. Okay, if you can also use if config version, I guess version. Okay, we are sorry for that version. You can see that is 2.10 alpha. Okay, so that is all up guys, and thank you for watching. Bye.